Hello, dear traders. Gabriel here. Welcome to my channel, Forex.Real.Trader coaching sessions. Today, we will understand what currency diversification and currency correlation mean and how we can use them in benefit of our Forex trading exercise. This in continuation with our coaching course on Module 4. When navigating, right, the dynamic world of Forex trading, two crucial concepts for risk management and potential profit enhancement are closely related to currency diversification and the currency correlation. Here, the question is this really useful? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Because when we are trading one single pair, say, for example, American dollar versus yen, we must be aware of the behavior of the other pairs in the same family, right? In the same family means the family of the quote or the base currency. And that's what we're going to learn today. Let's first define what currency diversification is and the explanation about it. Basically, diversification involves spreading your trading capital across multiple currency pairs. This strategy aims to reduce the risk associated to a single currency or a small group of correlated currencies. For example, if you have a strong capital and you are in the capability of handling 20 trades simultaneously, it's not by chance, it's not random. It's because you have already analyzed the behavior of the different families and you are increasing your edges over the market because you analyze the behavior of those pairs, right? So that is the critical thing. And the same works for a person with a lower capital, right? And probably that person, that trader can only handle 2, 3, or 4 trades simultaneously. Applies the same factor. You need to know the behavior of all the families, right? And in every single family, you need to know the behavior, right? That's the thing. That is the theory behind the diversification, right? Either you can handle several trades at the same time, or a handful of them, you have to do that analysis. Remember that we have, in our markets, we have 3 types of currency pairs. As you can see here, let me show you on my MetaTrader 5, we have basically these 3: major, minor, and exotic. I personally trade everything related to major pairs, right? Some minor, but the minors that are crossed with euro or with yen, or those minors crossed with the major pairs, right? Why? Because with the major pairs, you can find a lot more of liquidity, volatility. The trading volume is amazing, right? So that's the reason, because I prefer those pairs and those families in my analysis, right? Now, what is the currency correlation? Let me show you with the charts on my MetaTrader 5. As you can observe here, right, I have my setup on this thing here. You can see my setup in my profiles. I am going to check the Japanese yen. So I'm going to check all the families crossed against Japanese yen. Okay. This is not something that you find by default on any platform. Not CTrader, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5. No, it's something that you have to set up on your own. Don't worry. In the video, I will tell you, give you the indications on how to set it up. Okay. So here you see that my analysis is going to be on this very pair. So I have this one here. As you can see, everything is against yen. So I have Swiss franc versus yen, euro versus yen, Canadian dollar versus yen, British pound versus yen, New Zealand dollar versus yen, Australian dollar versus yen, American dollar versus yen. So that is the analysis I'm going to do here. All right. But based on what? So how do you determine if a pair is moving upwards or downwards or going sideways. Okay, if you are seasoned or even rookie traders and you know the principles of trading, you know that, for example, when we work with exponential moving averages or simple moving averages, and they have a specific organization and placement in a specific time frame, and other indications such as higher highs, higher lows, or if you're using your MACD, your ADX, stochastics, force index, etc., you can have at a glance a global picture of the behavior in that moment of the pair. So let's do the exercise. Let's begin by checking here the behavior of Swiss franc yen. So I can see that in this moment, this very pair behaves like this. So I can see a nice organization of my EMAs. So this is my EMA 18. This is the EMA 50. This is the SMA 200. And the alignment is according to a bullish move, right? So I can say that the EMA 50 is above the SMA 200 and the EMA 18 is above the EMA 50. Another factor here is that I'm observing higher highs, right? Okay, that is a good one in there. And I'm observing higher lows. In this very, observe this, in this very moment, I mean, I am on the 1 hour time frame. Everything that I'm going to check, you can see here, is on the 1 hour time frame. Everything is there just to see the behavior in this moment of that family. So I would say that based on this observation, that the behavior of Swiss franc and Japanese yen is bullish, right? All right, now let's do the same exercise with all the other pairs. Now let's see European yen, European dollar, Japanese yen. Somehow very similar. Even this behavior is clearer, right? So I can see here my SMA 200, EMA 50, EMA 18, higher highs, higher lows, and here my indicators, the stochastic, the ADX. All right, others do not give me that confirmation, but in general terms, and I also can observe this, the trend is going up, right? I can see this, right? I can observe that the trend is moving up. All right. So the euro and the Japanese yen is going up. Now let's observe with the Canadian yen, right? So the Canadian dollar and the Japanese yen. Here the scenario is different, right? Here is different. Why? Because I can observe that my EMAs, right, are not aligned. So there's a confusion here. So they're somehow mixing in here. So this is a kind of what? Yes, it's coming down as a downtrend. But here in this very moment, in my 1 hour time frame, this is a sideways, right? So I would say that the Canadian dollar and the Japanese yen is sideways. Now let's move on to the British pound versus the Japanese yen. Okay, here we have something very clear. So what is that? I can observe that my EMAs, okay, EMA 18, EMA 50, SMA 200, they are aligned properly in a bullish way. I can see here higher high, higher low, higher low. Oh, here is basically not really aligned with this one, but anyway, I can see that the general consensus, and it's very clear, this is very separated from this one. That is a good indication. So this is a bull one. Okay, this one is clear, this one is clear, these ones are not clear. But anyways, the general observation tells me that the British pound and the Japanese yen are going upwards. Now let's observe the New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. So in this case, it's very similar, you see? So this is going according to the criteria that we did with the previous Sorry, with the previous four pairs, the criteria is bullish. All right, so this is going up. Let's see what happens now with the Australian dollar versus Japanese yen. The same thing, right? So I can see higher highs, this is a higher low here. This is 1850, 200. This is going up, up, up. Okay, good. So this one is another that is going up, okay? And finally, we have the analysis for the American dollar and Japanese yen. What is the behavior? Okay, here is a little bit different, okay? Because somehow it is coming on a downtrend, right? This is coming here in a downtrend. Okay, perform a higher high, perform a higher lows. Okay, it's solid in that sense. Here the EMA, right? 18, 50, 200. All right, it's kind of going on, right? So when it is very confusing, and is my suggestion all the time, confirm not only with one time frame. You can go to the lower time frame to see. So this one is going up. Okay. So the 1 hour is going up. Okay. The 4 hour is coming down, and the correction is starting to go bear. That is not good. This one is bear. You see, is bear. This one, okay, is bull. Okay, the longer time frame, the week time frame, and the month time frame is also going high. Of course, here comes your criteria. What do you think? Right? I would say to be here more, you know, you know, reserved in the analysis. I would say that this one is not that clearly neither bull nor bear. So I would say, based on that analysis, that this one is a sideways, right? So what do we have in here? The conclusion for the analysis of this pair is that I can say that we have how many we have going up, how many we have going range, and how many we have going bear. So let's do this. So bulls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. All right. Ranging, 1, 2. All right. And 0 going down. All right. That's it. So I designed on my own an Excel template in order to track the behavior of each family, right? For the family pairs. So you can do this exercise very quickly. At the beginning, it might take you a little time, but it's also an exercise for observation, right? So remember, trading is art as well. So it's the art of observation, it's the art of interpretation. But we need tools, right, in order to be, you know, objective, not subjective, not to see what I want to see, right? So just to see what the market is telling me, because the market talks to me through the different indicators, through different tools and the candlesticks, etc. So what can we do here? Let's suppose that I previously did the exercise for all the other pairs. The only one that is missing is the yen, right? So let's analyze and let's hit the information related to the yen pairs. So here I'm going to register the bullish pairs. So I have 5. So I hit 5 in there. And you see that every time there is going to be a change on my percentage. Let's see, how many are bear? 0, right? And how many pairs are going range? 2. All right. I have a final number here. And that final number is telling me that out of the pairs, right, of this calculation here, I can see that with yen, there are 79% probabilities, right? Probabilities of the family, right? The family correlation. To be what? To be bull. Look at this. Everything that I have in here is crossed with yen, 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 yen with all the families, right? And the crosses with the other families give me a nice analysis, and the balance is that my edge is positive to go long. And then when I say this, then I use my trading plan, right, with all the rules, and I say, okay, I have more chances now to trade going long yen. And I start looking for what pairs, right? What pairs of the family, of the yen family, I can trade with the potential of going long, right? Is that simple. Now, important thing, the setup that we have on MetaTrader 5 or MetaTrader 4 or C-Trader, any platform, by default, we don't have this. This is something that you have to do on your own, and that is on the profiles. So you can see here that I have all the profiles that I created. So all the profiles that I analyzed were yen. All the crosses were yen. But I can show you now all the profiles in my profiles, all the crosses against American dollar. So I hit in here, and you will see that all the pairs now, all of them in here, are against what? American dollar. American dollar yen, GBP, USD, USD CHF, etc. All of them are like that. Okay. Now the question is how to set it up. Don't worry, it's pretty simple. So you click here on your file, profiles, and use the default, right, as the creation template. So you hit default. By default, MT5 shows us something like this. Okay. With anticipation, I created my templates. I assume that you know how to create a template, okay? So I'm going to set in here my master template. That's it, ready. I just hit the first pair. So I am going to create, for example, the American, this is what? This is euro dollar. So let's create euro pairs. So the next pair that I'm going to add is, for example, Japanese yen versus euro. So I go here to the file, new chart, hit on Forex, hit on miners, and look for that one you want to cross. Here it is, euro yen. All right. Then right click, template, and you load your template, the one that you created with your setup, right? And now I have, look at this, I have two pairs. Let's add another one. Let's say now is euro Canadian dollar, for example. That pair behaves pretty well. So I go here to new chart, Forex, miners, and I cross euro cat. Here it is. By default, right click, and I load my template. That's it. Perfect. Now you have to save it. Okay. So I'm going to save my profile, right? Save as, right? And here you give it a name. So I'm going to hit, for example, euro currency correlation. That's it. And save it. Now, when you click here on your profiles, look at this. Now you have your euro currency correlation. That is the way how you're going to create those templates and those profiles on your MT5, right? Finally, okay, there is something that I'm going to show you along the course, and it's how Excel, right? Excel sheets and templates with the easy formulas, how you can create your trading log, right? How you can analyze and how you can develop the different tracking tools when you are trading. Because remember, trading is not a casino. Trading is a business, and you need to track everything that you do in your business, including profits, including losses, etc. Right? So, my dear traders, thank you very much for your accompaniment on this video. and see you in the next one. And remember, if you like what you have and you see here on my videos on my channel, please subscribe, share, and like. Thank you very much.